Caleb sweepstakes has already begun not too long after the draft, and we're not even starting the 2023 season yet. We haven't started the first preseason game, and we already are discussions of the sweepstakes for 2024. And there was talks, a couple articles not too long ago, and even to July, saying there was already confirmed a bunch of teams are in talks of course, preparing to tank to get the star potential number one quarterback, Caleb Williams. And you see, first name that we see is the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals will scout Caleb Williams and quarterbacks ahead of the 2024 draft, GM Fort says. That doesn't specifically say that they are looking at Caleb Williams. It kind of just talks about they're going to do their due diligence like any of your team and scout the quarterbacks and other positions as well, running backs, wide receivers, etc. But let's get down a little bit further on the Bleacher Report article. It says the Arizona Cardinals may have Kyler Murray locked up through 2028, but that won't rule out the franchise out of a quarterback sweepstakes in 2024 draft. Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort was vocal about the franchise intentions to scout everybody leading up to the draft, and it includes USC quarterback Caleb Williams and Northern Carolina quarterback Drake May, among others. Ossenfort said via Athletics Jeff Howe, we are going to scout quarterbacks, running backs, and offensive tackle, everything. We're going to put values on our guys, and we're going to compare them to players on our team. I had a lot of experience doing that with all those years in New England when Tom Brady was in the place. It didn't mean it didn't mean we didn't go out and scout quarterbacks every year. We still want to get an evaluation. We want to understand strengths, weaknesses, and how those players compare to our players we have. That's not going to change. That's something I've got experience doing, and we're going to do the same here moving forward. Now, it is interesting because now what Ossenfort said is not crazy. Every team does this. I mean, even the Patriots have drafted their quarterbacks, even with Tom Brady. Teams always want to do this to evaluate to see what they can get. Via 2014 with the Patriots, Jimmy Garoppolo in the second round, when clearly they did not need a quarterback that they took in the second round. They did not need that. They had Tom Brady, but it was an insurance policy, and in the future it could potentially be a bargaining chip to get picks, and that's what they did. They could have got more for Garoppolo, but Belichick kind of cut a deal with the 49ers and got a second round pick. But it just shows you that, hey, if you can hit big on a quarterback, develop him, you can use him as a bargaining chip. Or the other case is he develops and becomes better than the quarterback you have. Now, no doubt, teams like the Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, etc., they're not looking at the top quarterbacks because there's no need to. They already have their franchise guys, that is for sure. It is interesting that the Cardinals say this, and again, nothing crazy what he said. They're going to evaluate everything, just like any team would do, but they are going to be looking at Caleb Williams, and know that the Cardinals will be one of the top teams this early, in my early betting favorites, probably for a lot of people too, that they will be an early betting favorite to be the potential first overall picks in this 2024 draft class. I think for right now, the top two I have no doubt is between them and the Bucs. Just because of just not only just because of the quarterback situation, but just the team regardless. And if the Buccaneers, we have Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield, that's not a recipe for success. And also with the Cardinals, with a new head coach and just kind of the offensive pieces. Look at wide receiver. They no longer have DeAndre Hopkins, so you're looking at your next best wide receiver is Marquise Brown, Rondell Moore, and after that, it's not too crazy after that. You do still have Zach Ertz and the tight end they took last year in the second round from Colorado State. So you still have decent pieces, but I think the main thing too is just Kyler Murray, especially under Cliff Kingsbury. Every year in the second half of the season, they fall off team-wise, and especially for Kyler Murray, keeps getting hurt. And we even had a discussion when Kyler Murray was first coming out in 2019, just the size issue. Is it going to be a problem? Is it going to be an issue for him? And so far, it has been a bit of an issue for him. Now, it's not a big factor of can he play. No doubt, when healthy, he is a great quarterback. He is a exciting quarterback, an electrifying quarterback to watch. But it's usually when it gets to the second half of the season, because how they use them, it starts to fall apart. Now Cliff Kingsbury is no longer there. We'll see how the offense runs. But it definitely is the issue. I mean, coming out in 2019, obviously for me, I'm a Sooners fan, so I when I watched Kyler Murray in Oklahoma, he was unbelievable, and no doubt I was saying yes, he needs to be the first overall pick. He's absolutely a great player. He'll be a franchise guy, and he still is a great quarterback. But I think for the Cardinals, it's getting to a point where I think both sides need to move on from each other. It just doesn't seem like it's working out for Kyler Murray in Arizona, and it's not working out for Arizona with Kyler Murray. And no doubt, I would say, as well as a prospect and as a quarterback, Caleb Williams will be better than Kyler Murray. And if I had to choose, no doubt I'm taking Caleb Williams over Kyler Murray all day. I think he'll be an amazing quarterback. I'm not going to go as far as to say what people are saying is Patrick Mahomes 2.0. I don't want to go that far. That's too much praise, too much pressure on Caleb Williams that hasn't even stepped on an NFL field, though he has been electrifying in his short career so far. Coming in for the second half of the season in Oklahoma in 2021, and then his first full year with USC, where he ends up winning the Heisman Trophy. But again, I think at some point the Cardinals need to move on, and they're in a tough situation because of the contract situation. They signed him last year, and I think that's what really hurts them. Now they didn't have a choice because Kyler Murray was threatening to sit out, so you kind of had to, you were forced into a corner to sign him. And it's going to make it very difficult to move off of him after the season if they do so. Now, of course, if they are the number one overall pick, they absolutely need to take Caleb Williams, so they would have to find some way to get rid of Kyler Murray. And you kind of see here, the Cardinals selected Murray first overall in 2019, but the team hasn't found much success in his 4-year run as a starting quarterback, despite his skills. Arizona has made the playoffs just once, which came during the 2021 campaign, and they got blown out. I think Kyler Murray's QBR was like under a 5, it's ridiculous. It was horrible. But again, no doubt, I do have the Cardinals up there as potential first overall picks for the 2024 draft, and also too adding additionally, just Murray is rehabbing from a torn ACL suffered during the 2022 campaign, and he's unlikely to be ready for the start of 2023 campaign. If the Cardinals have another disappointing season and land a top pick for the 2024 draft, selecting a quarterback Caleb Williams might be a no-brainer, and I would agree with that too. If you have the first overall pick, I'm sorry, you have to move on. I know it's not a good look because in 2018 you picked Josh Rosen at 10th overall. The next year in 2019 you pick Kyler Murray first overall, and then a few years later you pick Caleb Williams first overall. So in a short span, you've gone through a lot of top quarterback prospects in that short period of time. But no doubt Caleb Williams is far better than Josh Rosen and Kyler Murray. And I think that's definitely, if I was a Cardinals GM owner, or Cardinals GM, my bad, what the article says for Bleacher Report, it's a no-brainer. And no-brainer for anybody, for the Bucks or a potential dark horse team we haven't talked about who's just going to fall flat. But I think the top two that we should look at for right now is the Bucks and the Cardinals, especially with Kyler Murray not being there to start. Don't know how long he's going to miss for the first, the beginning of the season. Colt McCoy will be the starter, so it's definitely gives the Cardinals a early chance to jump out ahead and secure that top pick. But again, no doubt it's Cardinals. I do see him as a top pick for the 2024 draft. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. Again, that's my quick thoughts on the Arizona Cardinals speculation about being the top team to pick them, and also with their report of them scouting Caleb Williams. Let's get my quick thoughts on the whole situation. But let me know down below on your thoughts. Do you believe the Cardinals will be the top team for the 2024 draft, or is there a team I did not mention? Let me know down below. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next one.